So I am going to go ahead and paint these. I cleaned them up as best I could. And then I got some silver spray paint. It is cast aluminum is what it says, is the color. So we're going to try to paint these and see if we can keep all this stuff from rusting. Okay, so there's a couple of coats on there. And I got to tell you what, I really kind of like that color. It's kind of sparkly and I definitely do like it. So we'll let those dry and put them back in the bags and put them on when it comes time to put them on. Oh crap. So I painted it and it looks so good that now I'm wondering if I should take the rest of it off and just paint the rest of it. Because now this looks so much better than this. I don't know. I guess, huh? Definitely would look a lot nicer. So, contemplate, think. So I decided to take it off. I cleaned it up a little bit, and we are going to go ahead and paint this. That is what I have decided to do. So we'll go ahead and start that. So I did decide to take it off and paint it. So there it is, and it looks so much nicer. You know, it really looks good. Looks almost brand new. So it turned out pretty good. So those ground wires are back on. So what I ended up using was just one of these. See if I can kind of show you. So then I was able to get down in there with it and get it tightened down. So it's just a 10 millimeter. So yeah. So those ground wires are back on. Now I can put my lights down. One of the other things I still needed to do was switch out that T for this Y. So it's this one. It's the one that I made myself. And I think a Y will work a little better on it. So I am going to go ahead and switch that out. Okay, so here it is before, and then we're going to just replace that with that. So an easy enough swap. So as you can see that this now doesn't come straight out, so there won't be as much of a bend to get up there to the air intake, so less likely to pinch. So I think that's going to work a little bit better than just the T. So we are good to go, and that was a 1/2 inch Y shape. Also wanted to show these. So these are the cam bolts for the outside, not the inside. I'm not painting the inside. But that's the front. But yeah, those are the cam bolts for the front. So I painted those, and then I painted this part also as well for the head. I think just clean up those cylinder walls, put it at mid-stroke, and we can get the head on. One other thing, also, the head bolts, these were the ones that are inside. The ones that were on the outside, cleaning up in some evaporust. There's some rust on them. So put them in there. I'll let them soak a little while, and then just use a brush and try to clean out those threads as best I can before I put them on. So I did want to show, so these are the nuts. They need to be cleaned up on the outside, but you can see how rusty and everything they are on the inside. So what I did was I took one of these, this little brass thing on my Dremel, and I ran it through. Look at how nice and clean those threads are. So took them out of that and just ran that Dremel through. So I got one more to do, then I'll clean up the outsides, and then I might paint those. So here's the nuts just cleaned up a little bit. You know, I just used actually one of those wheels. So I used a brass one to get the majority of it off, the heavy stuff, and then I just used that just to grind the rest of the little bit of rust that was on there off. So those are cleaned up. I'll figure out how I'm going to paint them, because I don't want any spray paint in the threads. So think about that. All right, so here's what I came up with to paint these. I haven't painted them yet, but I am going to do that. So I got the paper towels, so hopefully it doesn't get down into the threads. And that's what I'm going to try. So there is the first coat on them. Got a little heavy in some spots, you can see, but oh well. Nothing I can do about that now. The first one was the best one. So far, it looks pretty good. So, all right. Wait for the second coat. All right, well, here they are. They came out pretty well. Didn't really see anything down in the threads, so that trick worked pretty well. So they definitely look nicer than they were. Once again, anything going on is going to look nicer going back on than when it came off. So yeah, those I will consider a success. Okay, so just wiped down the pistons with just some brake cleaner. Didn't scrub them or anything. Everything's at mid-stroke, so we are ready for the head. So that'll be the next thing to go on. So head's going back on. Will is putting on the nuts, finger tight to start, and then we will go about tightening everything down. All right, first torque is done, and we did 15 foot-pounds. So we have to wait 15 minutes, and then we are going to do 37 foot-pounds. Wait another 15 minutes, then do 66 foot-pounds, and then an additional 90 degrees because these are 12 millimeter nuts. If they were just 10, we would stop after that, but we got to do an extra 90 degrees after we torque down to 66 foot-pounds. So we've got to wait 15 minutes for the next one. I don't know if you noticed in my last video, but I did get a new toolbox. This is my 50th birthday present to myself. So one of the things I did, because I kept searching for my 10s and 13s, so what I did was I marked with little pieces of yellow where they were. So now it makes it easier to find them. So maybe I'll put them on this side too, but then I'm going to get confused. But yep. So not so much in there, but in here where it's darker, you can't see those numbers because it's so dark. So that just makes it easier. Then I know that's a 13, faster to grab. All right, so here we are on the second torque sequence at 37 foot-pounds, following the order sequence. Doing pretty good, Will. So my sending unit came in. So, and it was different because it has different symbols and the sizes are different. So I wasn't sure what wire goes on what, but I'll go ahead and put it in. Also didn't come with a aluminum crush washer, which I was kind of surprised about. But I'm going to go ahead and just put this in. So here we are at 66 foot-pounds. Got to put a little bit of oomph into it.
Little is an understatement.
Just make sure you're on it straight. All right, that head is on. He's tightened down. That tightened down just fine. So success on getting that drilled out and getting that back in, but everything is tightened down to specs. And next is going to be putting the cam tower back together. I got to finish polishing that up. That'll be a chore, but successful night.